Well, good morning. Questions coming, topic subject has come in from another ex-colleague, funnily enough, not an ex-colleague, an ex-associate from a previous world when I was working in managed print. And the question or subject matter was, how did I transition from 34 years, having spent 34 years in the managed print world, where we were both associates, into the world that I'm in today. Totally different industry, totally different sector. So the previous world, the previous area I was working in was managed print, all to do with photocopiers, documents, printing, scanning, copying, etc., etc. And the new world is totally different, pharmaceutical, laboratory equipment. So totally different world. However, some very good similarities. Both service provisioning elements, where we're providing support to clients on a service delivery basis, whether we're looking after printed equipment or laboratory equipment, it's irrelevant, it's still a service provisioning. So that was fairly simple, fairly straightforward, a lot of transferable skills and knowledge and experience that comes with that. The second element was, not only did I transition from a service director role in my previous employment, I also transferred into a operations director role. So as well as looking after just service as a department, I took a more of an overview helicopter approach and responsibility for operations. So that was probably the biggest transition out of the two. Have I transitioned well? Have we been successful? The answer to that is not as successful as I would like it to have been. But bearing in mind, there's been I'm not looking to put any excuses in here, absolutely not. But bearing in mind, there's been a world of pain, a world of heartache, a world of upset, a world of turmoil with COVID. So I came into this role, in the operations role, some might say a little bit naively. I think I came into this role with great intention, but also with a view that I was naively going to do exactly what I'd done previously in my previous roles, and it would work, because why wouldn't it? Some of the things I did were successful in that life. Why wouldn't they be successful in this life? What I didn't factor in, of course, was all of the great stuff that I was doing then that brought me success, and not so great stuff that brought me failures, but learning opportunities. Why wouldn't they work in this role, in this business, in this industry? Why wouldn't they work? Because they worked before. So why wouldn't they work now? That was my thinking. Hindsight's a wonderful thing. And one of the things that I do talk about with my teams, and I do talk about on videos quite a lot previously, is reflection. So if I take time to reflect and I look at what has happened, what decisions have been made, what path I've taken, you look at that reflection and you take the learning points from it, you realise that you perhaps could have done things differently. You didn't necessarily do them wrong. How can you do something wrong if you're doing it for the first time? Because it's a learning opportunity, isn't it? When you look at that in reflection and you ask yourself the question, would I have done it differently? Absolutely, yes, of course. Do I regret them? Absolutely not. One of my great friends, Drew Povey, who I'll put a link to his LinkedIn page in the video, he talks about learning opportunities a lot and reflection. You can't regret anything. You've got to take the opportunities, you've got to look at them for what they are, and you've got to run with them. You don't always get them right. I've made some errors of judgment, but it's made us stronger. That's the key point, isn't it? And when we talk about transition and going from that world into this world, what I've brought with me, experience that I've brought with me, has been successful, and it's helped the business, and it'll continue to help the business. I've got aspirations, I've got ambition, absolutely. I've gone from engineer to manager to director. My next step is what I'd like to be. My ambition is to become a managing director. Hopefully that happens here at KRSS, but it'll only happen if it's right for me as an individual and if it's right for the business. Can't happen until both those aspects are aligned, and if they're not aligned, then we need to change. We need to do things differently, or we need to wait it out. And that essentially is where my thinking is. So when I look at the transition as a piece and whether it was successful, how I managed it, did I manage it well? Yes, I think I have. Am I completely successful? No. Who is ever fully, completely and utterly successful at everything they do? And I talked about Drew earlier on. He talks in his book, in his latest book, When the Clouds Come, when he's doing talks, leadership talks, he talks about Chumbawamba, the song, when I get knocked down, I get up again. And that's what life is about, isn't it? Whether you're transitioning from service delivery to operations delivery, whatever you're doing in life, whether it's personal or business, it's about when you do get knocked down, when the failures happen, when they occur, it's about getting back up. And that's about the transition, isn't it? So, has that answered the question? Hopefully, yes. It's been a journey. It's not been the easiest of journeys for either side, for the business or for me, but that's not solely down to me. That's down to what's happening in the world. Everybody's going through that, but we're doing it together, and that's the key bit. I talked earlier on when I was in the car this morning, I talked about when I was asked the question, who is Paul Gill and what drives him? I talked about you're only as successful as the team around you, and that's the one constant that I can take from transition in that space to this space. It's about the team. So I do what I do, team does what they do, and together we get where we need to be. So hopefully that's answered the question, Darren. If it has, brilliant. Not Darren, Andrew, sorry. If it has, then brilliant. If it hasn't, drop me a note and I'll do another piece. Have a great day, folks. It is not going to make my head burn today. No sunglasses, normal glasses on today. A little bit overcast, but hey, it's Thursday. We're one more day to the end of the week. Have a great day and enjoy the rest of your time. Speak to you soon. Bye-bye.